Hello and welcome, my dear students, to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Ms. Ruchika welcoming you to another video for Grade 10 Advanced EOT Term 3 Haeckel Revision. Today we are going to be covering the remaining part of Module 3 with this Part 2 revision. In today's session, we'll be covering Learning Objectives 17 and 18, and the topics for today are Synthetic Division and Descartes Rules of Sign. It's a very important video, so make sure you watch till the end. Also, a gentle reminder to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are finding the videos useful. Also, if you have not revised the Module 3 Part 1 revision, I would strongly urge you to do that. So please go ahead and watch the Module 3 Part 1 revision video before this one. And now let's get ready for today's session. So we'll begin with revising lesson 3-4 from your math book, the remainder and factor theorem. In this session, we are first starting with learning objective 17, where you use the factor theorem to determine factors of the polynomial. We are going to be solving questions 31 to 38 from page 140 of your math book. I will be solving a few questions for you and then give you time to try the multiple choice question. Also, towards the end of the session, I will provide you answer key for the questions and show you what kind of questions can be expected in the multiple choice exam. So make sure you watch the complete video, and if it finds useful for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Before we go to the questions, let's understand the factor theorem that will be used in solving the question. I want you to understand what is a depressed polynomial and then how we go about the factors. So how the question will come for you. You will be given a big polynomial called dividend, and you will be given one of the factors, like this one divisor x plus 6. So you will use the factor theorem. The binomial x minus a is a factor of the polynomial if and only if the remainder is 0. That is, when you put the value of the variable, it will come 0. So what we will do in the question is we will apply factor theorem and we will do the synthetic division. After the synthetic division, we will get remainder 0, and then we will get the depressed polynomial. Usually depressed polynomial has 1 degree less than the original polynomial, the dividend. And then you will do the factorization. Usually you will use sum and product, and you will get the two factors and give your answer. So generally you use factor theorem to find the factors of the polynomial. Now let's go to learning objective 17 and see what kind of questions can come for your exam. Okay, so this is how the question will come. You will be given a big polynomial. Look at the degree. The degree is 3. That means it will have 3 factors or 3 roots or 3 solutions. Okay. Now out of this, one factor is given to you. One factor is given. So what you have to do, you have to find the remaining two factors. So we are going to do step 1, the division. We will use synthetic division because that is easy to do, takes less time, and in ministry exam where it is MCQ, I would prefer that you do synthetic division and not long division to save your time. So when we do synthetic division, we will put all the numbers. No number means 1. Now we will use highlighter. So 1, then 2, then minus 1, then minus 2. So these are the 4 numbers. Also, one more point, you have to make sure this is in standard form. So the degree is 3, then 2, then 1. It's decreasing power, so it's perfect. Let's put the numbers. 1, then 2, then minus 1, and then minus 2. Now x plus 1. This is a factor. Remember, in synthetic division, whatever is the sign here, we take opposite. So if it is x plus 1, we will put minus 1. We will change the sign, and now we will start synthetic division. Step 1, copy the same number. I copy it, and then whatever is the number below this line, all those number will be multiplied with the number outside. That's the pattern we need to follow. So 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Then you add these two numbers. So plus 2 and minus 1, that will give you 1. Now again do the same, multiply with minus 1, it will give you minus 1, put down, add these two numbers, minus 1, it will give you minus 2. Then minus 2 times minus 1, that will give you 2. So the remainder is 0, and it should come 0. The remainder should come 0 because, why? Because it is given in the question that x plus 1 is a factor, therefore the remainder is 0. Now next step, we write depressed polynomial. So remember, depressed polynomial has 1 degree less. The degree in the question, how much? 3. So we start with degree 2, 1, 0. Let's write the numbers. These are the 3 numbers we have got from the division, synthetic division. So 1, plus 1 and minus 2. So if I simplify, this comes x square plus x minus 2. Now we need to find the two factors. We need to factor it. So I'm going to use sum and product method. So the sum of the two roots, m plus p, is going to be the middle term. What is the middle number here? 1. And the product of the two roots, m times p, is going to be the last one, which is minus 2. So what two numbers you multiply, you get minus 2, and you add, you get 1. What could be those two numbers? Try 2 and minus 1. Multiply 2 times minus 1, minus 2. 2 plus minus 1, 1. So yes, it works. Therefore, the two factors are plus 2 and minus 1. So in this question, you will select in the ministry exam, multiple choice, these two factors as your correct answer. I hope this is clear. We'll try one more question. Now I'm showing you here what kind of ministry exam question can come for your exam. I will solve question 32, and in the comments I would want you to give me the answer for 33. As you know, your exam is multiple choice, so A, B, C, D, there will be 4 options. You have to select the correct one. Now this is the polynomial given and this is the factor given. One factor is given, you have to find the remaining two factors. So A, B, C, D, these are the 4 options. Let's start synthetic division. Step 1. Check, is this in standard form? What is the degree? 3, 2, 1, 0. So it's correct. So we'll put the numbers 1, 1, minus 5 and 3. Here it is minus 1. So outside it will change sign and we start the division. First number as it is. Now 1 multiplied with 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Now the good part, outside it is 1, so any number multiplied to 1 will give the same number, so no problem, very easy. Minus 3 times 1, minus 3, so remainder is 0. That means it is correct. Remember, in question of factor form, your remainder should come 0. It will be like a hint that your answer is right. Now we'll write depressed polynomial and do the factor. Degree is 3, so depressed polynomial 2, 1, 0. Numbers 1 plus 2 minus 3. So let's do factor. X square plus 2x minus 3. Use sum and product, same method. I need the two factors where the sum is middle term 2 and the product is minus 3. So what can be those two numbers? Think. Plus 3 and minus 1. Does it work for you? Check. Yes, it does work. So x plus 3 and x minus 1 are the two factors. So which option will you see? See, look at the option. They look too much confusing. So be careful. With plus 3, you have x. So where is x plus 3? Here and here. So these two cannot be the answer. Answer will be A or D. Let's look at the sign of minus 1. So minus 1 means this. So A is the answer. That's how you select. Okay. Now let me know in the comment section what is your answer for question 3. Try all the steps. Make sure you don't do sign mistake. Okay, so let's solve this question. Now, in this question, you have to be a little careful because if you look, the power is 3, then 2, and then the number. There is no power for 1. So we have to first change the question before we start synthetic division. So multiply with 0, x to the power 1, and then 32 x to the power 0. Now it is in standard form. So I repeat, this is very important. You have to add a 0 number if any power is missing. If you don't do it, your synthetic division will become wrong. Now we are ready to put the numbers. So 1, minus 6, 0 and 32. These are the 4 numbers. Here it is negative, so outside will be positive. Let's start division. So this is same number. 1 times 4 is 4. Add minus 2 times this is minus 8. Add minus 8. Minus 8 times 4 is minus 32, and as expected remainder is 0. The moment you get remainder 0, answer is correct. If you don't get remainder 0 for a factor theorem question, means you have done silly calculation mistake, or maybe you have forgotten this 0. So be extra careful. Now let's do factorization. So we will do depressed polynomial. Depressed polynomial, as we know, is one power less than this power. So here power is 3. So we will do 2, 1, 0. Let's put the numbers. Number is 1, minus 2, minus 8. So this is x square minus 2x minus 8. Now we do the factor. Again, I will use sum and product. If you want to use any calculator shortcut, you can also do that. So sum is equal to minus 2. Product is equal to minus 8. So what are the two numbers which when multiplied gives you minus 8 and which when added gives you this? Try. minus 4 and plus 2. So multiply minus 4 with 2, it gives you minus 8. Add, it gives you minus 2. So it's a correct choice. That means the roots are, or the factors are, x minus 4 and x plus 2. So these are the answer. Let's see how we can have the same question for multiple choice. Let's solve one more question, question 38, where this time the powers are still missing. So if you look, the degree is 3, but there is no power for 1. There is power for 1, power for 0, but not for 2. So what we will do, we will put 1 times, we will first change in standard form and add an extra 0 for power 2. Why did we add this? Because there was only after 3 power 1. 2 was missing. So this 0 is important. Now minus x1 plus 30 x0. Now it is in standard form. So let's do synthetic division. 1, 0, minus 19, 30. These are the four numbers. Here it is minus 2, so outside will be plus 2. Now put this number down, start multiplying. 1 times 2 is 2, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 19 plus 4 is minus 15. Now minus 15 times 2 is minus 30, so again the remainder is 0. Now that the remainder is 0, means our factorization is correct. Let's write the pressed polynomial and let's find the two factors for this question. So it will be, here degree is 3, less than 1 is 2. So 2, 1, 0. Numbers are copied from here, 1 plus 2 and minus 15. So let's factor x squared plus 2x minus 15. So what are the two numbers which when added gives you 2 and which when multiplied gives you minus 15? So we have to find the factors of this. So let's try 5 and 3, and because there is a negative sign, 1 will have negative. Now I cannot make minus 5 and plus 3 because when you add it has to be positive 2. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So the two factors are x plus 5 and x minus 3. I hope it is clear, and now you have understood how to do the factor theorem and synthetic division and to factor the depressed polynomial. So this is how the answer key looks like for question 36 and 38, and as I promised, you can now check your answers. If you have any doubts or queries, please let me know in the comment section. And now we are going to move to the next learning objective, number 18. Moving forward to learning goal 18, where we determine the number and type of roots for a polynomial equation. Now we will be covering question 17 to 25 from page 149 of your math book. In this session, we are going to be revising lesson 3.5 from your book, Roots and Zeros. And the most important topic is Descartes rule of signs, which I will explain you now in the next slide. Before we go to the question and start solving learning objective 18, we have to understand Descartes rule of sign. This you have to learn. It's like a formula sheet. I will explain it and then we will use it to find the number of possible real zeros, negative real zeros, imaginary zeros, and all of that. So what will happen in this? You will be given a polynomial, let's say px. It will be of degree n, something like this. This is a general formula of the polynomial. This will be given to you so you can find the coefficients, you can find the number. Some will be positive, some will be negative, all will be real coefficients, no imaginary. Then the theorem says, Descartes rule of sign, it's very important. I put the star and I write learn. You have to learn it if you want to solve all the questions of learning objective 18 correctly. So it says what? The number of positive real zeros of this polynomial is same or equal to the number of times the sign change in the coefficients of the term, or less than by an even number. What does that mean? So if you have px and you look at the numbers, for example, I'm just taking an example from question number 17. I'm writing the polynomial, so it is 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus 17x plus 6. Okay, so you have to observe the coefficients, means the number. So what is the number? 3, then the number is minus 4, then the number is minus 17, and then this is 6. These are the numbers. Okay, these are the coefficients. Now the theorem says number of positive real zeros is same as the number of times the sign changes in the coefficient. So this is positive, this is negative. One time the sign change. This is negative, no sign change. And this is negative, this is positive. Second time sign change. So how many times the sign change? 2 times. So 2 times the sign change for px. So how many number of positive real zeros This px will have either it will be 2 or it says what? Less than even number. So after 2, what is the even number? 0. So either it will have 2 real zeros or 0 real zeros. Okay, this is how. Now the second is you find p of minus x. Minus x means you change the sign, you make it negative. So the number of negative real zeros of px is the same as the number of times the sign changes for p of minus x or less than by an even number. So what we will do is you will use your calculator very carefully. You will substitute in place of x, just change the sign minus x. So let's see what will happen. See, wherever the power is odd, the sign will change. Whereas wherever their power is even, it will remain the same. So here power is odd, 3. So when I put in place of x minus x, it will become negative. So it will become this term. Now here the power is 2, it will not change sign, so it will be the same, minus this one, no change. Now here the power is 1 means odd, so if you put in place of x minus x, you're trying to plug in, replace x with minus x, it will become 17, and this is no x, so same number. Now you count again, do the same thing. How many times sign changes? Negative to negative, no change. Negative to positive, only one time change. So what will be the number of negative real zeros? It will be 1, or if it can be also less by an even number. For example, this was 3, then minus 2, so 1 also, but here it is only 1, so we cannot go in negative. Okay, so this is how you do number of positive real zeros. You use the number of times sign change for px. This is how you get number of negative real zeros. See, look at the sign change for p of minus x, and similarly you look at the degree was 3, so total zeros or total roots has to be 3. So accordingly, we will fill the table and we will find positive, negative and imaginary roots. Now let's go to the question. We are ready for it. We will use this rule, Descartes rule of sign. Make sure you learn it, you understand it, and you don't do sign mistake, please. So now I'm going to fill the table. We already saw that for this question, the number of positive real zero is 2, or it can be 0 also. Okay, and the number of negative is 1. So if I make one more column here, total, the total has to be 3. Why 3? Because degree is 3, so maximum root can be 3. So already I take 2 positive and 1 negative. So will it have any imaginary? No. Why? Because the sum has to be 3. So 2 plus 1 is already 3. So this is 0. Okay. Now I can also have 0, because we saw that it can be also less by an even number. So if it is 0, and if this is 1, then how many will be imaginary? Tell me. 0 plus 1 is 1, but we want total to be 3 fixed. So it will be 2 imaginary, right? So this is going to be the answer. So which option will you select? The number of positive real zeros will be 2 plus 1, and here 0, 0 plus 1 of this. Yeah, so this is the answer. Okay, let's do one more question. So first we have to find the number of positive real zeros. So it will be the number of sign change. This is positive 4, this is negative 12, this is negative 1, this is plus 3. So one time the sign change from positive to negative. Here it is negative to negative, same sign, no change. Here it is change. So 2 times or 0. So I will write 2 or 0, two options for positive. Okay, let's find negative. So h of minus x. So h of minus x means where there is odd power, I will change color. Where there is odd power, the sign will change. So 4x3. Where there is even power, same, no change. Where there is odd power, again it will change, 1x plus 3. So let's count now how many times sign change. Negative to negative, no change. Negative to positive, 1 change. So here only 1 change. So I can write 1 and 1. Now do the total. Power is 3, so the total has to be 3 all the time. So 2 plus 1 means this is 0. 0 plus 1 means this is 2. So this is the answer. This is how you find the number of positive, negative and imaginary. Now let's see how the same question can come in your exam for multiple choice. So we've already solved question 18. So look at the options now. A, B, C, D, which one is true? So the degree was 3. So if you look at option C and D, this is not the correct answer. Now look at A and B, one will be correct. So let's see which one. So here it is 2 positive, 1 negative, 0 imaginary works. 0 positive, 1 negative, 2 imaginary works. So answer is B. Okay, because why answer is B? Because here there are two answers as we saw in the table when we fill it in the last slide. So this is how you will choose your correct answer in multiple choice for Descartes rule of sign. And one more thing I will tell you, that the hint for you is whenever you see this word possible number of positive real zeros, negative and imaginary, you have to remember that you will use Descartes rule of sign. That's your hint, and it's very easy. You just have to count. You don't have to do any sort of big calculation, and you'll get your answer easily. So as promised, this is the answer key for question 20, 21 and 22. You can check your answer, and yeah, you can verify and let me know in the comment section, have you understood this learning objective and which video you want next from my side. Okay, let's try one more question on Descartes rule of sign. Here we will first find the positive real zeros. Let's see how many times the sign change. So positive to negative 1, negative to positive 2, positive, positive, no change. So there are 2 or 0 positive roots. Let's write 2, let's write 0. Now let's write f of minus x, means I will change the sign. In place of x, I will put minus x. Even power 4, 2 will not get affected. Same value, no change. Okay. The only power that will change is odd. So here odd power, here odd power. It was negative, it will become positive. It was positive, it will become negative. So let's now count again for this one. So positive to positive, no change, positive to positive, no change, positive to negative, 1 change, and negative to positive, 2 change. So again, 2 or 0, there are two options. So how I will fill the table now? Let's see, there will be some minor change. So the total has to be 4 this time. Okay, so when it is 2 positive, okay, and this option I take, and then I take this option 2 negative, then 2 plus 2 is 4. We want everything, so 0. Okay, now 0 plus again 2. If I have only 0 positive and 2 negative, total is 4, so 2 imaginary. But I also have to include this 0 part, which I did not do, so let's do that also. 2 0, and I now put 0 0 negative, so the table becomes a little longer, huh? 2 plus 0 is 2, we need total 4, so 2 here. 0 plus 0 means no positive, no negative, total we need 4, so 4. So in this we have 4 rows. This is how the question changes when the number of term increases or there is more sign. So in this, if you get multiple choice question, you will have more options to select. Okay, so let's see how the multiple choice can come. What are the possible numbers of positive real zeros, negative real zeros, and imaginary zeros? So these are the options we get. So let's see which one is matching. So 3 positive, 1 negative, 0 imaginary. This one is not matching. Cross. 2 positive, 2 negative, 0 imaginary. So that is matching. Just see here the first option. 2 positive, 2 negative, and 0 imaginary. So this is one answer. Now 1 positive, 1 negative, this 4, all of this is not matching. So these are not the answer. So the only correct answer is B. However, there is more than one answer. Okay, so you will look at the option and decide which is matching your answer. Okay. So that brings us to the end of our revision for module 3. Coming up next for you on special request by one of my students, she has asked a doubt for learning objective 12 topic Pascal's triangle, that will come in module 2 revision EOT part 2. Stay glued and make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the coming videos. In the next video, we will be using the binomial theorem to write and find the coefficients of specified terms in binomial expansions, where I will be covering questions from your math book, page 111 and 112. So stay glued and let me know in the comment section if the video was useful for you, and don't forget to share it with all your friends for grade 10 advance giving math exam. All the best.